the crime. I mean, if the reality is that you might get raped, you don't do it.
Well, okay, but
you don't walk by and say, oh, well, the perpetrators will go to jail. I mean, you're going to get yourself raped.
Now, I got to try to get this straightened out. If a woman, and I know I'm stepping on thin ice here, but if a woman is walking, say, a young woman, walking in a short skirt and heels and being, well, like this, you said this happened to you. You were dancing with somebody and they raped you later.
Yes.
So that was rape.
That was rape.
That was a horrible situation.
Yes, it was. And if I had it to do over again, I might do things differently, like I might not be drunk and I might not just jump in a car to get a ride home from someone I didn't know. I mean, we have to look at ourselves. I put myself in jeopardy, and then the worst case scenario happens.
Guys will justify that. A guy will say, yeah, but oh, well.
Well, you look at another crime. Look at it this way. If you have a credit card, you're careful about getting your number out. It doesn't make it any less of a crime when somebody buys stuff on your credit card, but there are things that you can do to protect yourself. So I think that women are responsible for protecting themselves, for considering it. We always have to consider it. I'm afraid of the dark as a result of that being raped. And when I walk in the dark, I have to consider the fact that a guy could jump out of the bushes. It happens.
935-7100 is the number. Okay, here, let's take this. So now, if a guy he's out with a girl, and they're out drinking, and they come home, back to her apartment, or they're in the car, wherever, they start making out, and he gets really excited and hot, and
she is too, I presume.
And she is too. And he yanks her, she's saying no, 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 and he yanks her pants off and has sex with her. Now, is that rape?
Well, now, I think if she's saying no, 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 we're probably discussing
She's
rape. But if
she's
she's
saying
saying
no.
yes, 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 up until the very last minute, and then saying no, are we, it's a close call.
If she's saying no the whole time, then that's clearly rape in your mind.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Now, if she's saying yeah, 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 and then he's just ready to do it, and then she says no.
Well, then I would have a harder time calling it rape.
Now, the law in Colorado says that's rape.
Well, the laws all over the country sometimes say things that I don't agree with. But we have to look at ourselves.
No, wait a minute. Okay, I'll take this a step further.
Go ahead.
Okay. The man and the woman, they're out tonight. They're at one of the local bars. They know each other.
Okay.
Right? They've been going out.
Yeah,
and,
that has nothing to do with rape, but...
Okay, all right, okay. And they went out, they had dinner, they went, they're getting along great, and they come back, the music is playing low, they start making out, and they take off all their clothes, and they're heavy petting, and or most of their clothes are off, certainly the parts that count, and he is climbing on top of her, he's just ready to put it in, and she says, "Don't do it." And he looks at her and goes, oh, "Come on." And he does anyways, and he comes.
All right.
What is that? Is that rape?
Well, of course, I don't make the laws in the state of Colorado.
No, but
and you've just told me that legally that's rape, so I can only give you my opinion. And again, it's a close call. I wouldn't call that rape. And I know that there are feminists out there, and probably even Lee listening and thinking that I'm crazy and I don't know what I'm talking about. But that is my position. I believe in personal responsibility, Jann.
Now, listen. They are. A man and a woman meet at a fraternity party. They go out, and they have. They're both drinking. They go back to his apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Or her apartment, and they have sex. They have great sex all night long. She wakes up in the morning, and she says, "Oh my God, I slept with you. You raped me." Is that rape? Now, wait a minute. Before you answer that, we're going to take a break and come back, and I want you to answer that too. 935-7100. She consents to it. She's been drinking, though, and she consents to having sex with him. Is that rape or is that not rape? And in the morning she says, "Oh my God, I had sex with you. I can't believe I did that." Did he rape her or didn't he? 935-7100. Jann Scott with Shelly Marshall in studio. We'll continue on AM 710, the all-new KNUS.
School's back! And so is Jann Scott! Back in 2 minutes on KNUS!
Hi, I'm Brent Tinker. I met Lee Ridner in 1990. I decided to use his clinical hypnosis program for weight control. I had had a weight control problem all my life and used countless diets, supplements, and exercise routines. Most worked well initially, but nothing lasted long term. With hypnosis, I've changed why, what, and when I eat. I've lost more than 80 pounds and kept it off for over 2 years without calorie counting or deprivation. Lee is a compassionate, competent, and caring therapist. Thanks to Lee, I'm no longer a prisoner of habitual cravings.
Have you tried diets but found that nothing lasted? I'm Lee Ridner, certified clinical hypnotherapist and master NLP practitioner with over 20 years of experience. I stopped smoking and simultaneously lost 66 pounds using the same clinical hypnosis that I'll teach you. Call me at 979-5498 to lose weight, stop smoking, or make other changes. That's Lee Ridner, certified clinical hypnotherapist and master NLP practitioner at 979-5498.
Hi, this is Warren Byrne, inviting you to join me this and every Saturday from 4 to 7 for The Restaurant Show, the most complete source of information available on Denver dining. Together we'll discover the new, revisit the old, and compare notes on the great and sometimes less than great places to dine in Denver. If you enjoy dining out, be sure and join me, Warren Byrne, on The Restaurant Show, Saturdays 4 to 7, right here on AM 710, the all-new KNUS, and AM 1130, the all-new KHTH, Dillon Breckenridge.
Open lines on Jann Scott Tonight, Colorado's #1 late-night call-in guest interview radio talk show on KNUS. Talk with Jann Scott at 935-7100. Long distance at 1-800-533-0071. Out of state, 303-935-7100.
All right, so what do you think? She says, you raped me after they both have been drinking and they had sex all night. Is that rape? And 935-7100, Denver, what do you think? You have to answer this question.
Well, I know that we're going in for the retroactive tax right now, and so is this called the retroactive rape?
Whichever. It is.
Yeah, no, I mean, obviously, you already know what I think. I don't think that that's rape.
All right, in the state of Colorado,
she's under the influence of a mind-affecting chemical. He's under the influence of a mind-affecting chemical. Neither of them really know what they're doing. How can they call it the next morning?
Well, no, but in the state of Colorado, because of the radical left feminists in Boulder, that law was passed through the state legislature by a Boulder legislator, and that is rape. So men, when you go out with a woman, be very, very clear as to who you're going out with and who you're going to have sex with, because they can turn right around and say that you raped them the next day if they didn't like something that went down.
Well, I feel the same way about the retroactive rape as I do about the retroactive tax. It stinks.
Shelly, I'll tell you something. I did a talk on the Boulder Mall, and I put this statement up, and my statement was this. And I don't want to bring the perpetrators out of the woodwork. I tried to be very careful tonight not to do that, but which is why I hung up on a lot of you guys that called in, because I can smell you a mile away. I put a statement up that says, women set men up for date rape. And the way that I say that women do this is, you go out with me, you dress really sensually. Would they do it? If women are going to dress and act and look like sluts on MTV in rock and roll music, in the bars, I mean, if a woman's going to go to a bar dressed in her nightgown and bra, and men rape them, what the hell do you expect? You're going to tell me there's no responsibility there, women?
Well, yeah, but you're talking, it used to be that a well-turned ankle was considered very sexual and slutty if the woman wore their skirt just a little bit below the knee. I mean, that's all a relative term. You're calling it sexy. Somebody might find a business suit sexy. Then do they deserve to be raped too? Because some guy's turned on by a business suit?
No, but
he has a fetish with loafers and she wears loafers so he can rape her?
I posed this to women on the Boulder Mall, and I said, okay, would you go out at night in your bra and underpants and tights and go out with a guy that way if you didn't want to have sex with him? And you know what the women told me? They said, well, of course not. I said, well, how do you dress? I said, I dress appropriately. And I said, why? And they said, because, what you put out is what you get. And women, I say this, Shelly, women have to take responsibility for their actions with men. They, to say that there's no responsibility
No,
on
I
the
believe
woman's
there's
side in rape.
I believe there's responsibility, but it depends on where you draw the line. If a man's walking down the street in a business suit with a briefcase, is he inviting himself to be robbed and mugged because it's obvious he has money? If he's wearing $200 shoes, does he deserve to get robbed because people can see he has money? Is he inviting that?
I don't know. 935-7100. Who we got there, Lane? Lane, who is it? Marie in Vale. Hi, Marie. You're on the air. Are you in Vale?
Yeah.
Hi. Oh, can you hear us in Vale?
Barely.
on KNUS AM 710?
No, it's on I don't know.
Oh, we're on KDHT 1130.
Yeah, something like I was flipping all
sorry.
the radio stations around in the hotel room.
KHTH. Well,
Yeah.
excuse me there, Dylan Breckenridge. I didn't realize we were on the air up there tonight. So, hi.
Hi.
Okay. So what do you think?
Well, I have a couple of comments. I am, I'm doing a little R&R up here, and but
Let me just say a couple things. Marie is a lawyer. She's an assistant district attorney
of Monday.
in Denver.
As of Monday.
Okay, she called and clarified a few things. So go ahead, Miss DA.
Okay. Well, first of all, I've been listening to the program, and I was raped like 6.5 years ago, and it was a date rape. It was when I was a flight attendant, and we have a tendency to have a few. We had a tendency to have a few cocktails, when we were in different cities and things like that, and to talk to the pilots and things like that. And I had known this one pilot for quite a long time. We had the same route for like 2 years, and it was one night we had a couple of too many drinks, and it was something that I really was not conducive. I did not want to have sex with this guy, but it was like I had had too much to drink. And the next morning, it was, I totally wigged out and went on a drinking binge, and that's when I became sober. I haven't had a drink in over 6 years, and it was something that it scarred me for a long, long time.
It did really?
Oh yeah, I did not have a relationship for 4 years.
Was it so? You were drunk, and he had sex with you.
And he was drunk, but it was like, and I was. My self-esteem was so low at that point in time after this happened, and like I think I had expressed the other day, it's like I have a brother that's a police officer, and it was just like, I called him, and he goes, make sure that you press charges and all this other stuff.
But did you want to have sex with him, or don't you remember?
To be perfectly honest, I had always found him attractive, but he was married, and I was seeing somebody, but we were in a different city, and
Go ahead, Shelley.
And you feel that you had no responsibility in this, yes or no?
I feel to a certain extent I had responsibility. We all stayed at the same hotel,
and you don't remember whether it was rape or not, or you
well,
just...
no. I had told him no, and he was quite a bit larger than I was, and afterwards he said. I do remember his comment. He says, "Well, I know that you wanted it, and that you've wanted it for a long time."
Okay.
And I have to accept a little bit of responsibility because it was like I was always taking him, coffee up into the cockpit and stuff like that, and flirting, but not in a sexual sort of kind of way. And the night that we had a few too many cocktails, then it happened, and it was.
But you're talking about it so passive. It happened.
Well. And I go through EVE, the EVE program, Ending Violence Effectively.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm in recovery. I've been sober for 6 years, and
since this happened.
Oh, definitely.
So something good came from it.
Sobered me right on up.
Okay, but let's get something straight here.
Okay.
You went out with this pilot, right?
Uh-huh.
The two of you went out.
No, but not the two of us. A bunch of us went out.
Yeah, but at some point it was just the two of you.
Well, exactly.
How did it get to be the two of you?
Because he had walked me back to, because when we share hotel rooms with other flight attendants.
And female flight attendants.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
But we were in the same hotel. This is in Chicago. And so he had walked me back to, we were down in the lounge bar.
Yeah.
Down in the hotel bar. And he had just walked me upstairs, and, he said, well, let me just make sure that you're okay and stuff. And so we get in there. And
In where?
Into the hotel room.
Yeah, okay. Oh, into whose hotel room?
Mine.
Okay. How did he get into your hotel room? He just pushed his way in, or
No. But see, and so in a way, I have to accept responsibility. But what you were talking about earlier was, at what point do you consider it rape?
Yeah. Did you make out with him and stuff, or? Not that matters, because
no.
When you say no, no means no. Right? Oh, you didn't make out with him?
Well, it was just like I gave him a kiss at the door, and, he came in, he goes, let me make sure that everything's okay, and I said, fine. So it was, and then all of a sudden, he was on top of me, but that's...
You were saying no then?
Oh, definitely.
Oh, then that's obviously rape.
Right, but my point is that, like I said earlier, my self-esteem was so low that I went to the airlines and I filed a complaint, but he's a pilot and I was just a flight attendant. And they know that these people had all, partied together and stuff.
What do you
like
think,
that.
Shelly? Now, I just said that's obviously rape, but maybe you don't feel that way.
Well, I don't feel that it's quite so obviously rape. Again, it's making the call. It's the fine line. You're under the influence of a mind-affecting chemical. He's under the influence of a mind-affecting chemical. You've been flirting for a long time. You found him attractive. You allowed him to walk you home. You allowed him into the apartment. At what point do we have to say, come on? Let's have some common sense here.
But unfortunately, and like Jann was saying earlier, the laws in Colorado, and it's something that I deal with a lot. And when I start at the DA's office on Monday, I'm going to be dealing with quite a bit more. But it's beyond. Even right at the point of entry, if somebody says no, then it is considered rape.
Even after the point of entry, do you know that if you are out with a woman in the state of Colorado, she's drinking, let's say you're both drinking a little bit, and if she's drinking and she consents, and in the morning that she determines that you took advantage of her because she was under the influence of alcohol, it is rape.
Well, that's really kind of hard to prove, and we've had a lot of people, and I've done a lot of research on some of that kind of stuff, and they're really not prosecuting any of those cases because it's taking up too much of the court's time.
Yeah, but it's still in the books, and I've had
in the books, yeah. Legally, that's what it. I guess that's what it's called. But and the other thing too, there's a lot of men out there that are starting to claim that they've been raped.
Yeah, we talked about that. That's
pressure
true.
coming from women.
Well, there are men being raped by women.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
What?
I'm dead serious.
Oh, sure.
What are you
Whining and
laughing
crying
at?
about it.
Oh no, I'm telling you, it's amazing.
Guys, how many of you have been... Okay, tell me a situation, Marie. Do you both know? Have you heard of this?
Oh,
I've heard of it a lot, yeah.
A lot?
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
God, I wish I'd hear of it a little more. We have to take a break. Marie, don't go away. I want to talk to you about this.
Okay.
Men who are raped by women, next on Jann Scott Tonight.
Stand by to countdown.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's another night with Mad Max! Jann Scott will be back!
Wipeout. The endless summer of savings continues this week at Medved Chevrolet Geo as the Wipeout sale hits high tide. The 93 cars and trucks must go to make room for the 1994 models. That means big savings for you on the Chevrolet or Geo of your choice. Tough Chevy 2-wheel and 4-wheel drive full-sized and S10 trucks, vans, 2-door and 4-door Blazers, Geo Storms, Trackers, and the fuel-efficient Metro. The prices are low. Remember, Medved Chevrolet Geo is the largest retail Geo dealer in the entire world. We're wiping out our inventory of new 1993s with rebates or incentives on just about everything Chevrolet builds or sells. Combine this with unbeatable savings. Hurry down while there's still some hot new Chevys and Geos left. We're wiping out on trades, too. Trading high, selling low. Medved Chevrolet Geo. Geo is wiping out. Come in now. It's 1993 model wipeout time through Monday only at Medved Chevrolet Geo. I-70 in Kipling and Wheat Ridge. Exit Kipling, exit Ward, but exit the giant Medved Chevrolet Geo.
Join KNUS every Wednesday afternoon at 4:55 when the Denver Spoke proudly presents a weekly cycling feature, Cycling in Colorado, with special host David Nelson. Denver Spoke, great gear, great prices, great service. Denver Spoke, 1715 East Evans, 6 blocks east of DU.
Hi, I'm Lee Rindner, and Colorado Talks with Lee Rindner and my very special guests each and every Sunday evening from 6 to 8 p.m. So if you'd like to call in and talk with people like Dr. Wayne Dyer, Dr. Deepak Chopra, John Bradshaw, or Anthony Robbins, tune in and listen to Colorado Talks with Lee Rindner every Sunday from 6 to 8 p.m. right here on AM 710, the all-new KNUS, and AM 1130, the all-new KHTH, Dillon Breckenridge.
Jann has no guests in the studio, and it's open line talk on KNUS Late Night Show with Jann Scott Tonight. Here's your chance to get in, so dial up that cell phone, pull over to a phone booth, kick your teenagers off the phone, or just lock yourself in the back room. Call 935-7100 or 1-800-533-0071. Call now.
All right, we're back here. You know, we're talking with Marie, too. But Shelly and I were just talking about the book, Speaking Back to Sexual Pressure, and I will get her. Her name is Jennifer. I can't think of her last name on the show. But she says, in her book, she says, I want everybody, if you're a parent, buy this book and give it to your college-age students, because when 18-year-old kids, here's a scenario, folks. An 18-year-old kid, boy and girl, they come from home the first time, they go away to college, and what do the first 3 weeks of college when you're 18 years old? You drink and you screw. And so they start doing this, and they don't know what they're doing. They're having sex at college. And you cannot classify some poor choices as rape. And we do that in Colorado, and I think that's outrageous, Shelley.
We do that a lot. And in your case, Marie, if he were obviously drunk and you didn't have a drop to drink, you would have handled the situation in an entirely different manner.
Well, exactly. You know, but the fact of the matter is it was something that I did not want to happen. I did not want it to happen. That I can remember.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I was very angry. I felt very violated after that. Come to find out later on, talking to some other people, other of my coworkers, the same thing had happened to them with him.
Mm-hmm.
And so at that point in time, at first I thought, well, you know, it was just like a drunken experience.
See, I'm not saying what he did was right.
Right.
But we do have to look at what we're doing as women, as people. We're just not totally powerless, helpless victims every time a man pressures us into
exactly.
something.
You know, and it's just like, and now it's like since I've been sober for 6 years, it's I definitely believe in choices.
Of course.
And you know, and to me, it makes me angry when I hear people say, well, you know, I really didn't have a choice.
See, we're sending double messages. You look at MTV as an example. You look at some of the black rap music stations, you have young girls are getting messages, and the message is, if you're a young black female, you are a bitch and a hoe, and the guys can throw you down and rape you anytime they want to. If you're a young white female on MTV, you should look and dress and dance like a slut and a whore, and then guys get to screw you at will. You have no choice about it. I mean, those are the messages clearly sent by MTV. And, for that matter, we can go, let's listen to Guns N' Roses, because there's a white band that talks about the very same things. You specialize in adolescence
Well, I
stuff.
don't watch MTV, and I don't listen to Guns N' Roses, so I can't make a comment on that one.
Well, I do, and I can't believe... folks, I'll tell you what, if you have MTV at home, go, turn the music off, and just watch the videos. Just watch the body language. Forget about listening to the music. Look what they do. Or if you have teenagers at home, moms and dads, turn on KBPI and just force yourself to listen to it for a week. And listen to the lyrics. And listen to the nighttime jocks. Listen to the guys that are on right now with your daughters. And the stuff. Do you know what they do? I'm going to tell you, because I've watched this. I've watched Stone do this on KBPI. I've sat there and watched him have young girls call in and masturbate over the phone while he's talking to them. Put it on tape and play it. And if mothers knew that, they should be outraged. 13, 14, and 15-year-old girls. I mean, that's sex abuse that's going on radio stations like KAZY and KVPI. I mean, I don't want to get off on that, but I am so pissed at these rock stations and how they manipulate, especially young women on some of them late at night.
Well, you shocked me.
Well,
I was going to say, and you shocked me too.
Well, I know.
I mean,
but it is not.
I listen to country.
Hey,
well,
listen,
it happens.
country's all not all that clean either.
Pardon me?
Country's not all that clean either. They talk about murder and sex and
getting run over by trains and all that other fun stuff. Yeah. So, well, anyway, but you know, I guess basically, you know, the gist of my thing is you know, and like you had said earlier, it's like we do have to accept responsibility for ourselves. You know, but I feel that you know, and I like feeling sexy, and it's like, you know, I like getting dressed up. You know, I'm 32 years old. That's like, I like getting dressed up and you know, going out and having a good time. And even though I don't drink, I still go to bars. And but I don't go out to pick up people. I just go out because you know, I like to observe people, and I watch them, and it's, you know, it's I don't know, and I would hate to think that I cannot do that anymore.
Hang on here hey, you know what? Don't go away, Marie. Actually, I'm going to keep her. You want to stay with us for a minute?
Sure.
Or do you need to go? Because you're paying. This is your. Oh no, it's our nickel. Okay, let's go talk with Rick in Denver. Rick, you're on with me, Jann Scott. You're also on with Shelly Marshall, who is a adolescent therapist, a drug and alcohol therapist. And then we're on with Marie, who is... Oh, well, let's put Marie on for real. Oh, we can't? Oh, I see. Okay. Well, we'll say goodbye to but Marie, don't hang up because Lane needs to talk to you. And then, Rick, you're on the air.
Right. I'd like to talk about the KVPI.
Yes, sir.
And, I think if you don't like it, don't listen to it.
Yeah, but do you think that they have the right to play lyrics that sexually abuses children?
You know, parents, it starts at home, you know. If the parents, it's up to the parents.
Well, I think you're right. Yeah, sure. Parents, how old are you, Rick?
17.
You're 17, so you're part of the group that we're talking about. So your parents, do you listen to KVPI?
Yes, I do.
Well, I mean, so let's talk about this for a while. You understand what I'm talking about when I talk about the explicit sexuality talk that goes on not only by the jocks at night, but in the music itself.
Yeah, but you know, Amendment 1.
Huh?
Amendment
1? I know, it has nothing to do with Amendment 1. It has to do with that as an adult and as a parent, we don't want to see you kids all screwed up later on in life. And when you have radio stations that take advantage of you guys and push, you know, sex at you, on and on and on, that's irresponsible on their part. So this has nothing to do with the right to free speech. We're talking about parental responsibility and programmers that should be taken out and back and shot.
Well, I think that, you know, if you listen to KVPI and it screws you up later in life, there was a problem to begin with.
No, sir. No, sir. They bring it on. Those rock and roll stations, okay?
Yeah?
Those rock and roll stations and MTV, when they play music that says to you as a child, because at 17 years old, you're still a child, okay, or 13 or 14 or 15 or 16, it says, you know, have as much sex as you can, drink as much as you can, take as many drugs as you can, and gee, by the way, guys, let's rape a few girls. That's totally irresponsible, and that's the message that's being sent out by those radio stations. And I'm talking about the lyrics here, and I'm talking about the behavior. I'm not talking about rock and roll. Rock and roll's great stuff, but
Oh, that's not what our parents said when it came out.
Well, and look at what happened to Elvis Presley. Dope addict. He died. No, but you know, look at Crosby, Stills and Nash and groups like that. Go ahead, Shelly.
Well, I did a little study on this, and I have to take exception with a little bit of it. I went out and I grabbed the lyrics to country music and to rock music, and I grabbed some lyrics from heavy metal, and I could find both good and bad, both Satanism, irresponsibility, drinking and drugs, across the board in the music. I could find it in all. Now, I don't watch MTV, so I can't talk about that. I can't debate that with you. But I did find the good and the bad in all of it. I found some heavy metal lyrics that were wonderful, that were talking about kids having choices.
Lane has some heavy metal music, don't you, Lane? What kind of heavy metal? With some of the lyrics you have, you were telling me about it the other day.
Me?
Yeah, you have to speak through the big speaker so people can hear you, and put Marie back on too. Go ahead, Lane. I mean, you have some heavy metal music that is. I don't really take up. I don't object to it because the lyrics they're terrific.
Well, I love heavy metal music, but most of the music I listen to is Christian bands.
Mm-hmm.
Heavy metal Christian band?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, you're still there, pal. Don't go away, Rick.
All right.
Marie, you got any comments on this?
Actually, I haven't heard this last little comment here.
Oh, you haven't. You can't hear.
Well, you know, being 32 years old, it's like my hearing aids is not quite.
No,
turned
it's
up.
not the hearing. It's our interview line. That's we're having a hard time everybody hearing. Well, Rick, you bring up some interesting points, and but you know what I ask you to do, Rick, is I ask you to do this. Are you still there? I ask you to do this. I ask you to take the lyrics and sit down and look at the lyrics of what you're listening to, and ask yourself this question: is this right, or is this not right? What kind of message is being sent to me here? What is it that these guys are talking about, and what do they want me to do? And do I agree with this, or do I not agree with this? Just you, yourself, alone, not with your friends, just you and yourself and your own conscience. Sit down and ask the question of those lyrics. Is this good for me, or is this bad for me? Do I advocate doing this in society or not? And just and listen. The next time you listen to those jocks on KBPI or KAZY late at night, listen to what they're doing, especially with the young girls, because these guys, you know, they're getting them to do weird stuff. That's all I ask you to do. I ask you to think about the lyrics.
Yeah, but I like reading Metallica lyrics. You know, them guys are genius poets.
Lane, you're the expert on Metallica.
I've never really listened to Metallica.
Well, Lane's obviously not the expert on Metallica. I've also heard that.
They're pretty good poets if they ever got out of rock and roll.
I've also heard that. I've also heard that they're Satanists.
No, that's wrong.
Well, okay. Do you ever listen to Bob Larson?
No, I can't say that I do.
He says they're Satanists. Okay, well, what else, Rick? Anything else on this topic since we got you? Do you take drugs?
No, I don't.
And you don't drink?
Nope.
Good man. Why not?
Well, why?
Yeah. Why? I know. It's like asking you, do you put your hand in boiling water, right?
Well, I think that was a great answer.
Yeah, why? I know, that's a great answer. Why? Why was that a great answer there, Marie?
Well, because it's like you said, well, you know, why not? And he said why? I mean, and that's why take drugs and drink?
Do you go to high school?
Yeah, I do.
Uh-huh. And how's school?
It's pretty good.
Are you guys back yet?
Yeah.
You are.
How old are you?
I'm 17.
He's 17. And which high school do you go to?
Columbine High.
Columbine. Okay. Where's Columbine? Where the heck's Columbine?
It's out in Littleton, I think.
Is it Littleton?
Yep.
All right. And how's school? Do you do your homework and all that stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you going to go to college?
Truck driving school.
Oh, you're going to truck driving school?
Yep.
No kidding. Are you going there?
Probably.
Are you going there now?
No.
Which one are you going to go to?
National Truck Driving School.
National Truck Driving School. You know, I was a long-distance trucker.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. I drove over the road from 1984 to I'm sorry.
1977 to 1984.
Thank you. I just told this woman this last night. She remembers. I wasn't over the road the whole time. I owned a trucking company, but I really enjoy doing it, and it can be a good life, and you can make money doing that. And it's certainly a great way to see the country. Yeah, that's pretty good. And do you have? You're not married or anything, right? No, of course not.
No.
And do you live with your parents?
Yep.
Do you have two parents or one parent, or what do you got?
I have two parents, a mother and a father.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Go ahead.
Rick,
Well,
answer me a question. When we talk to kids in high school, most often they say everybody's doing drugs and alcohol, and yet you're on the line right now telling me that you're not doing it. I mean, is everybody you know doing it? Are you the exception? Do you have other friends that aren't doing drugs and alcohol?
I think it's a pretty big group that doesn't do it. They just sometimes say they do to be cool.
Well, how would you
Just
split
to be
it?
cool.
Percentage-wise, how would you split it down?
About 50%.
50. Now, did you hear the truck stop show we did last night?
No, I didn't.
Lane shaking his head no. Lane, what's this? Lane Buddy Vance, 18 years old, running the board tonight.
I think it's more than 50% drink and use drugs, and I think it's a lot higher than 50%.
All right. Well, the girl we had on last night, what was her name? She was from Littleton High, or one of the high schools down there. She said it was around 50% too, but that's...
Well, and I also think that it's in the neighborhoods. I mean, it depends on, because, out in Littleton, at Columbine High, and at, certain other high schools and stuff, it's a little bit different than it's going to be at East High and George Washington and all the other high schools.
Well, Rick, good talking to you. Tell your friends at high school to tune me in, okay?
All right.
Okay, now keep listening, because when we come back, we're going to play Lesbian Dating Game. I'm Jann Scott, and this is KNUS.
Stand by to do plug-in.
More Jann Scott on KNUS in just a minute.
In Italy, O Sole Mio means, O Son of Mine, a tribute to the brilliant sun which drenches the city of Naples. In Denver, O Sole Mio means a roasted rack of lamb with a crust of herb goat cheese. O Sole Mio means spinach dumplings with grilled fennel sausage. O Sole Mio means fettuccine tossed in a spinach pesto alfredo sauce with sun-dried tomatoes. O Sole Mio means romance. O Sole Mio means the finest and upscale Italian dining at a price you can afford. Hi, I'm Warren Byrne, and if you enjoy the complexities of modern Italian food, if you like to relax in old-world ambiance and be pampered in the European style, if you believe Italian food should be more than pizza and spaghetti, make reservations tonight at O Sole Mio at 5501 East Colfax. O Sole Mio is one of Denver's best-kept secrets. Its relaxed, friendly atmosphere is a great place to celebrate birthdays or anniversaries. In addition to fine food, you'll find an excellent selection of Italian beers, as well as moderately priced Italian wines. Call O Sole Mio for reservations at 329-6139. See you there.
Hi, this is Leona from Wheatridge Cyclery. Join host Jim Turner every Tuesday at 4:55 p.m. for On the Road with Ron Kiefel, when Ron will give us the latest on the professional racing circuit. This feature is brought to you by Wheatridge Cyclery and AM 710 KNUS.
Tom Jensen here.
Karen Kennedy here.
Together with Jim Turner, we walk on the edge Monday through Friday from 3 p.m. to 6.
That's the name of our show, The Edge. It's talk, it's news, weather, traffic, and sports.
It's also hit and get, comment of the day, and whatever else we can get away with.
So catch the edge, go over the edge, or just get on the edge with us every weekday afternoon from 3 to 6.
On AM 710, the all-new KNUS, and AM 1130, the all-new KHTH Dillon Breckenridge.
It's time now for the Lesbian Dating Game on Jann Scott Tonight. Yes, it's Lesbian Dating Game, where lonely lesbians from around Colorado gather together by their radio to meet one another in a safe and secure environment and make dates for the weekend. And now, your host of Lesbian Dating Game, Late Night Master, Jann Scott.
Thank you, Johnny, very much. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, just ladies now. Any lesbians out there that want to meet one another, it's your turn now. Friday night, every Friday night at 11:15. Of course, we have Lesbian Dating Game. Give us a call here at 935-7100, and this is where we can link you up and exchange phone numbers. Women only, lesbians only. 935-7100 is the number. We'll see if we get any takers tonight. If you're a lesbian and you want to meet other lesbians, this is the place to do it, and you want to pass that around in the gay bars, lesbian bars, rather. 935-7100, going once. Oh, don't crash your car, madam, pulling over to that phone booth. 935-7100. Johnny, let's show the folks what they're going to win tonight in lesbian, Lesbian Dating Game. Can we do that? Oh, okay. She's just getting it ready. Johnny's running across the stage right now, pulling the curtain back. 935-7100. If you if you want to meet other lesbians, now the two women I have on tonight are not lesbians, so there's no chance of you going out
Not
with them.
tonight, but we don't know. I mean, things may change.
Okay. Okay, Johnny, tell us, what will the girls win?
Join us next time for the Lesbian Dating Game
No,
here on
what was
Jann
that?
Scott
Wait. Turn that off. Turn that off. You went too far. I wanted to hear the middle one. You have to... All right.
Later than 5 days from award. Taxes, tips, and drinks are not included. Prohibited in the cities where Amendment 2 has been enforced. Not endorsed by management of KNUS, Colorado for Family Values, Dykes on Bikes, nor Lesbian Avengers. Decisions of judges are final.
Well, that's okay. We have now finished with Lesbian Dating Game. Thank you very much. Where was I?
Don't look at me.
I know. This is.
I want to know what the prizes were.
This is only my show. Well, when you get it queued up to where the prizes were, he'll tell us. Anybody that wants to contact Shelly Marshall,
you can call me at 0700-NO-DRUGS. That has to be phoned from an AT&T line. I'll repeat that. It's 0700-NO-DRUGS.
What's that? Is that Russia?
No, it's a new service. It's called the Easy Reach service through AT&T, and it follows me everywhere I go in the country. I'm always on the road. It doesn't follow me to Russia.
Does it
however.
ring in? Does it ring in your cell phones?
Yeah.
Or does I mean? Oh, I see.
No. Right now it's plugged into my publisher. I can plug it in here if you want me to.
No, that's
Take
okay.
all my calls.
No.
0700-NO-DRUGS, and I'm giving a presentation September 10th, Friday, at the Divine Science Center on Williams. It's maybe not as entertaining as the Jann Scott show with Lesbian Dating Game, but it isn't boring either.
Speaking of Lesbian Dating Game, now here's Johnny is about to tell us now what the prizes. Oh, it's not. I thought you told me that. Well, just tell me when it's re-queued, would you? Thank you. Now, a couple of things. I have the other things tore out here. Where the heck are they all? Tavern owners file complaints of harassment. Colorado Springs tavern owners say they are being harassed by police and have asked the city council to investigate. The police job is to harass you guys. What are you talking about? They're just writing you up for everything. Good. Bar owners complain that undercover officers drink while on duty, I bet they do, in their bars, pick on certain bars while ignoring others, nitpick in their enforcement of laws, and harass bar employees. The council asked city staffers and police say the complaints are growing pains from a new, aggressive, get this, enforcement of liquor laws. Congratulations to Colorado Springs. Since about the mid-1970s, Colorado Springs police had little organized liquor code enforcement because they didn't have enough officers. So in January of 1992, 2 officers, get this now, were assigned full-time to liquor enforcement section of the Vice Narcotics and Intelligence Unit. Yay! After 10 months of cracking down on packaged liquor stores selling to minors, the unit turned its attention to the bars, and now the bar owners are complaining to the city council because the cops are doing their jobs. Congratulations to the Vice Narcotics and Intelligence Unit of Colorado Springs. Bust the hell out of those bar owners. You know what I say? One time you get caught for selling to a minor, you get a warning. Second time, you get closed down. Liquor store or bar. I have no sympathy for bar owners or liquor stores. Now, back to Johnny. Lesbians, this is what you would have won if you did call in tonight.
Okay, Jann. Lesbians, your prizes tonight include a dinner for 2 at a favorite downtown restaurant, theater tickets to the Galleria Theater, and a test drive on your favorite Harley-Davidson.
All right, now let's play the, can we play the close from the beginning? Did it queue up? Okay, let's hear the close.
Join us next time for the Lesbian Dating Game here on Jann Scott Tonight. All prizes and awards must be picked up here at KNUS no later than 5 days from award. Taxes, tips, and drinks are not included. Prohibited in the cities where Amendment 2 has been enforced. Not endorsed by management of KNUS, Colorado for Family Values, Dykes on Bikes, nor Lesbian Avengers. Decisions of judges are final.
Okay, we'll take our final break, and we'll continue on KNUS.
It's Jann Scott tonight on KNUS. Do you know where your children are?
Wipeout. The endless summer of savings continues this week at Medved Chevrolet Geo as the Wipeout sale hits high tide. The 93 cars and trucks must go to make room for the 1994 models. That means big savings for you on the Chevrolet or Geo of your choice. Top Chevy 2-wheel and 4-wheel drive full-size and S10 trucks, vans, 2-door and 4-door Blazers, Geo Storms, trackers, and the fuel-efficient Metro. The prices are low. Remember, Medved Chevrolet Geo is the largest retail Geo dealer in the entire world. We're wiping out our inventory of new 1993s with rebates or incentives on just about everything Chevrolet builds or sells. Combine this with unbeatable savings. Hurry down while there's still some hot new Chevys and Geos left. We're wiping out on trades, too. Trading high, selling low. Medved Chevrolet Geo is wiping out. Come in now. It's 1993 model wipeout time through Monday only at Medved Chevrolet Geo. I-70 in Kipling and Wheat Ridge. Exit Kipling, exit Ward, but exit the giant Medved Chevrolet Geo.
The new 12-Step Times is out on the street. It's a journal of addiction recovery and personal growth. This is Volume 5, Issue 4, August 26th. In this issue, they have special issue celebrating the mixed joys of relationships, boundaries. God, this thing's still burning. It's so hot. So this is the 12-Step Times. You can pick it up at coffee houses around town, recovery clubs, all the newsstands, or wherever newspapers are sold.
Having more fun than a human being should be allowed to have. And doing it in front of the world on the EIB World Service. Rush Limbaugh heard exclusively in Denver Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. here on AM 710, the all-new KNUS, and AM 1130, the all-new KHTH Dillon Breckenridge.
Moms, wives, girlfriends, and women everywhere. You've been meaning to call in, but the time just hasn't been right. Well, the time's right now. Now you can talk with Jann Scott on open lines at 935-7100 or out of state 1-800-935-0071. And now back to Jann Scott on KNUS.
Well, Shelly, thanks for coming by tonight.
Thanks for inviting me.
This is, I hope you've enjoyed this. This has been kind of a wacky evening.
Yeah, it's been very different for me, but it's a good experience.
Let's go back to the phones. We'll talk with Darren in Arvada. Darren, speak your mind.
Hi.
Hi.
I'd like to talk about this Bevis and Butthead.
Bevis and Butthead. Yeah, that's one of the more incorrigible cartoons that's on.
Yeah, no kidding. I don't like these kids out here think that they're cool and they want to be like them. I mean,
Bevis and Butthead are two cartoon characters on MTV. They puke on one another. They put cats in dryers. It's pretty disgusting. Yeah. It's not even funny.
I know. I mean, don't you think? No, you have to agree with me. Should these people be our cartoon characters be off the air?
Well, this is going to be up to parents to do it. They verge on obscenity and violence. They fall. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Jann, can I? It was really interesting because, I was in my hotel room and I was watching all these programs this morning, and it's something that I don't remember from being a kid, but I have seen more violence in cartoons than I have